Warning, this video will probably have swearing and is not, I repeat, not made for children. When I was a child, I loved watching Barney. I hate that I'm starting my first video essay like this, but it's true, and I have nothing funny to say about it. Kids for Character is a learning tool for children disguised as a fun crossover event that prominently featured Barney and like 5 other shows. I found a copy of it in a thrift store one day when I was just a little too old to still be watching Barney, but I still watched it. I was weird. My mom let me get it. I got to watch it later and I loved it. My most vivid memory of watching Kids for Character was when at some point I said I wanted to become a teacher so that I could show this video to my students at least once a year. I asked my mom if she was a teacher, how often would she show it to her class, and she said, "Never. I don't like this video." She never elaborated. This video still pops into my head pretty often, especially since it helped me start my VHS collection that has amassed to hundreds of different titles. I became a Barney-obsessed freak, and Kids for Character might be to blame, honestly. So I'm not going to review Kids for Character in this video, that's not the point. This is just a collection of tangents I have related to Kids for Character, as well as a response to some comments on a YouTube video just uploaded by Nostalgic Revisits, yeah. I'm probably the only person willing to go up to bat for this shit, so I'll have a few things to respond to. First things first, I'll bring up the mascots. There are 6 main shows featured in Kids for Characters, but the producers seemingly thought that this wasn't nearly enough to trick children into learning about morals and shit. So, they recorded all of the original footage for this at Universal Studios and got a bunch of B-roll of mascot characters that they already had there. So, I mean, worked out pretty well. They're featured throughout Kids for Character, but really add absolutely nothing to the video. I'd prefer if they just weren't here at all. At least Kino from Storytime is given the bare minimum amount of dialogue. And I wish they treated the mascots in a similar manner if they're going to use them at all. I assume other people have probably thought this as well because I found an utterly terrifying piece of art that needs to be seen. At first, this just looks like your basic Pooh's Adventure edit, but this person actually put thought into this. This isn't just a bunch of random shit thrown in together like those. Every single franchise on this poster is also featured in Kids for Character, with some of them updated to, I guess, their most recent adaptations with some mixed results. I'm really feeling Arnold on this poster, to be honest. Also, Mike Guy. Mike Guy's here. Don't you like Mike Guy? I assume this is Eddie Coker, an obscure children's entertainer who showed up in Kids for Character for some reason. You know, I think we really missed out on having Bill Murray's Garfield, James Corden's Peter Rabbit, and Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat in the video about teaching children not to be pieces of shit.
You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
But, to be fair, these guys were all fucking assholes, even before their CG live-action nightmare movies. Garfield's a lazy asshole glutton who hates everyone. Why should he be in Kids for fucking Character? You cannot trick me by showing me one single shot of an underpaid Universal Studios employee in a Garfield costume hugging a child. That's not Garfield. I just realized how impossible it would be for Kids for Character to exist today. Every company is so protective of each other's copyrights, basically impossible to get more than 2 properties owned by different people to cross over. Plus, children just don't really watch shows like they did in the 90s, and I am trying not to be a boomer, but I think it's true. We don't have anything like Lamb Chop's Play Along anymore. If Kids for Character was made today, instead of Lamb Chop, we'd probably get, I don't know, Jeffy?
I'm trying to watch the poop come out, Daddy.
If you honestly enjoy watching a kid crap himself, go fuck a sea urchin.
Also, this tape starts with one of the creepiest intros for a children's video ever. Now, nearly every videotape from the 90s starts with an FBI warning and a few logos, and you know, those can be scary too. If you're a pussy. But I think they're good at easing you into a VHS tape before it really starts the actual program. Kids for Character does not do that. Every version of this tape that I know of begins with this.
Kids for Character is dedicated with respect and admiration to the memory of Barbara Jordan, a founding board member and national co-spokesperson for the Character Counts Coalition.
What the fuck? But yeah, sorry for disrespecting you, Barbara Jordan. I'm sure you're cool as fuck. You know, maybe save this for the end of the tape or something. I don't know. Alright, time for the response. So a channel called Nostalgic Revisits just made a video on Kids for Character that I honestly enjoyed. I don't have many complaints about it, honestly, except I could really do without the Wii music. I really hoped we were past the point of hearing this in every YouTube video, but it just won't die. It just won't die. Here, I'll give you some good background music you can use right now. History Lesson by Dave Grusin. It has a similar vibe, and I haven't heard it in a video essay yet. I don't think it should get copyright claimed by YouTube either, but do not quote me on that. Also, please stop talking about Arnold getting laid. He is a child. That's weird.
But child.
At first, I was also a little upset over your treatment towards Barney and his Kids for Character segment, but I did see you also have a full video on Barney where you seem pretty sympathetic towards him. So I'm glad you're not a blind hater at least, and I'm glad you're more positive towards him than others. But come on, respect's a good song. What the fuck?
Respect.
Again, loved the video, and your redefinitions of the pillars were very funny, especially the final one for Bybar. I subscribe. Please make more videos. Please make one on Choices Count. Bybar. The comments are what I have more problems with, and sorry, this is probably a slightly odd thing to do, to reply to comments on someone else's video, but you know what? If you fuck with Kids for Characters, you fuck with me. First off, Flying Duck Man 360 wants to tell the entire class that he made an incel versus Chad meme with Kids for Character as the virgin. Oh yeah, Flying Duck Man 360 is a based Reddit alpha male who just destroyed Kids for Character with facts and logic. Oh man, I drew Kids for Character as the soy jack, and that means it's bad. And the Chad in his awesome meme is Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. You know, the animated anti-drug propaganda special that treated marijuana like it would fucking kill you if you even touched it, and failed to make that message even remotely effective. Yep, that's the Chad crossover, because it has Alf. Fucking Alf. The Virgin, Kids for Character, is mostly live action with only 2 animated segments. Yeah, live action is for virgins. I can't watch The Sopranos because I'll never have sex again if I watch it. Everyone knows how much sex people who only watch cartoons have. Yeah. Please do not tell him Alf was a live action show. He will fucking shit his pants. God, I don't really like anything about this comment. Let's move on. Like, he's upset Kids for Character doesn't have a villain and thinks the one in Cartoon All-Stars is disgustingly realistic. It's a goddamn weed cloud. I need to let go of this. Moving on. This comment's from my friend Queen of VHS, and it's a good comment. I have no problems with it, except she says we need to blame Joe Phillips. Blame him for what? What did Joe Phillips do? Leave the poor man alone, please. I honestly wish there's behind-the-scenes info about this video, because I, for one, would be interested to know how they convinced all the respective copyright owners of these properties to sign off on these characters being featured in this. Yeah, I agree. Again, it's weird. Like I said, this isn't something you see anymore. This must have been back when capitalists were trying to hide the fact that they prefer a population of dumb bootlickers who will think fascism is amazing, unlike how they're being open about it today. I mean based, but what the fuck? That's a little out of left field. This comment here was referring to Thomas the Tank Engine and how he was barely in Kids for Character, but they just called him Tom. And for a brief moment, I thought they were talking about Tom York from Radiohead and asking why he wasn't in Kids for Character. Yeah, I'm not even sure why Tom York wasn't in Kids for Character. That's a really, really obvious choice. I think he has a few good songs about citizenship or something. And finally, I need to talk about the Thomas fans. A lot of these Thomas fans are upset, and they think that Barney should have been replaced with Thomas, the tank engine. I do not think Thomas should have replaced Barney at all. Thomas is exactly in the right place as he should be. Just like Tom, the other Tom, would say. So get on, Thomas fans. Alright, see you all next time. Bye.